You know, pretty much all of us know this old-fashioned saying. There's two things you don't talk about at the dinner table: religion and politics. But strangely enough, it appears that very sentiment is contributing to the political polarization of our country. With new warnings about potential political violence, our own Ryan Laughlin sat down with an expert to examine why it seems so many of us just can't quite see eye to eye.
And so we feel very polarized, right?
If the other party wins, I'll accept it, but I'm worried that the other one won't.
Politics is everything.
We feel like, you know, if you're a Democrat, you hate the Republicans.
I'm not a fan of Trump, I'm sorry, but there's no way on God's green earth I would ever vote for that man.
If you're a Republican, you hate those Democrats.
As long as Trump wins, we're all right.
I just don't trust the Democratic Party.
Our political polarization is real. Research shows Congress and the public are more divided than ever before. And according to UNM professor Jessica Fiesel, the blame for it belongs to all of us.
So we don't bump into people that are cross-partisans as frequently as we used to. And when we're online, we select into very consistent, homogenous networks of like-minded people. That is fueled by our reliance on online information and social media for news.
In an increasingly online world, Fiesel says news outlets play a role. She got the idea for her new published work by doom-scrolling headlines.
In that paper, we do a sentiment analysis of headlines compared to the stories. And this really came from me sitting in bed one night and reading a headline and being terrified. So I click through to the story, I read the whole story, and I finally get to the bottom. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. But they got my click, and they profited off of my click.
And got you to read the story.
And got me to read the story. Fair. And if you live in that headline bubble, our studies show that it actually makes you feel a little bit more politically polarized. It makes you more liking of your own in-party and more disliking of the other party.
The people who walk by us every day have diverse ideas about our nation's biggest challenges.
I think the environment is a huge one.
I'd say immigration is a big one, but that's not the way I plan on voting.
Especially abortion.
Would you want the prices we have now or the prices we had a few years ago?
Who we talk to, where we get our news, what we scroll on social media, it can make it harder to see people who see things differently.
I've never met a Kamala supporter. I know millions of Trump supporters.
It's that lack of sort of interpersonal discussion that has really, I think, damaged us in ways.
Fiesel says our values, American values, are still more alike than we realize.
I just encourage people to push back and to look out their actual window instead of their screen.
That will help inform your vote and how you see the election results as Decision 2024 nears. I'm Ryan Laughlin, KOB4.